Welcome back, guys. This is Jason, KM4ACK. Today, let's talk about how to get a weather report when you're in a setting like this. Stick around and we'll get right to it. Before we get to today's content, I've got to give a shout out to these guys. They're my latest patrons over on Patreon. If you'd like to help support the channel, I'll leave a link to Patreon down in the description below. So there's a few different ways that we can go about getting a weather forecast or weather report when we're off grid and we have no cellular communications and no internet. Probably the easiest one, and it's available to everybody, is the NOAA weather radio stations available here in the United States. And we can pick those up with any little HT radio. Now, a lot of them, like this FT65 by Yaesu, comes pre-programmed with those weather frequencies in there. But you could also program these into a Baofeng radio. Now, I'll leave a list of frequencies either on the screen or down in the description below, but when you tune into that broadcast, you can get a good idea of what's going on in your area. So that's probably the easiest way to do this, is just with a little Baofeng radio, provided you're in the US. Now, other countries may have services similar to that. I'm just not familiar with them. Now, if you have an APRS radio available, we can also use the APRS service to get a weather report. And we can do that using something like WXBot. So the way that works is you compose a message, an APRS message, to WXBot, and then in the body of the message, you can ask for a weather forecast. So if you just put today in the message body, then it will return the forecast where you're located for today. Now, that's based off of your GPS location that goes out with your APRS beacon. You can also ask for other reports, maybe tomorrow's weather or Friday's weather. You can also request weather from various locations. So if you want to know what the weather is in a particular city, you can enter the city name or you can enter the zip code and it will return the weather forecast for that request. Now, next up on the list is downloading the images direct from the satellites. Now, this is something that I've never done, but Josh over at Ham Radio Crash Course has a great video on getting this set up and running. So I'll leave a link to his video right up at the top of the screen, and you guys can head over there and check that out as well. Now, another way that we can go about getting the weather is to use Windlink. So, with the Windlink service, you can send requests in and it will return an email to you for various requests. If you're using my Pat menu system that has Pat Catalog built into it, it gives you several options for requesting a weather forecast. We can request weather based on our GPS location. We can request a weather report for various cities and states across the country. And we can request GRIB files. Now, those are typically more popular with people that are into sailing, but it is another form of a weather report that we can request. There you have it. There's 4 ways that you can get weather when you're off grid. Be sure to give us a thumbs up before you head off. We will see you guys on the next video. Until then, 7-3.